Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of.
G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I'm the Ginger Ninja and these are my movie reviews. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by and checking it out. It is truly appreciated, and if you could, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for future content. That would also be appreciated. And of course, for my returning viewers, thank you very much for returning as we get to the midway mark of the Wrong Turn franchise with Wrong Turn 3. Left for Dead. Yeah, let's get into this one, shall we? So, came out in 2009. It was directed by Declan O'Brien and it stars Tom Frederick, Janet Montgomery, Gil Corlin, Tamer Hassan, and many more. Now, the plot, when a transfer bus crashes in a West Virginia forest, a group of convicts and one corrections officer, it's actually two, meet a whitewater rafter who is on the run from cannibalistic hillbillies who have murdered her friends. Yeah, look, it's... Okay, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This movie, it sucks. It really does. I was warned, I know, people told me, but I was not prepared for how bad this was. And it's a damn shame seeing a movie franchise take a sharp turn like this. Wrong Turn 2 was phenomenal. Compared to this, absolutely brilliant and Oscar-worthy in every single way, shape and form. 1 and 2 were both great films, and they were the start of a good, solid franchise. And then to be followed up with this poor attempt at a horror film, it's a waste of time, effort, and money. Like I said, not going to sugarcoat it. Now, as for the cast, look, Wrong Turn 3 does suffer from some shortcomings, particularly when it comes to character development and storytelling, but more on that part later. The characters lack depth and complexity that are needed for the audience to truly invest in their fates. And like I said, this comes down to writing, and for that, these protagonists are your typical horror movie fodder. They're generic, one-dimensional, and ultimately forgettable. You'll find yourself rooting for the mountain men simply because they're slightly more interesting. And that's not saying much because the villains are nowhere near as good or interesting as previous installments. So, I mentioned the writing previously, so I'm going to get into the directing and writing. And storyline-wise, this movie continues the tradition of its predecessors by presenting a group of characters who find themselves trapped in a deadly game of survival against mutated mountain men. And I mean, that in itself sounds promising, right? They did it the first time, they did it even better in the second time. But the plot here is so thin, it's predictable, it's formulaic, and at times it's riddled with cliches. It feels like a recycled version of the first two movies, but without the charm or suspense. And it relies too much on familiar horror tropes without offering much in terms of innovation or originality. One aspect I did like was the way it does tie back to the original film, and that is with the fire tower, the watchtower that was burnt down in the first film. It's burnt down in this film as well. So I did like how that tied it all together. So it does indicate that it's the same hillbillies, same area. We know it's in the same area, it's West Virginia, it's in those areas, but the way that ties together, I thought that was a nice little addition to it, but it's minimal. And unfortunately, yeah, it's not enough. Now on to the effects, and wow, it's a mixed bag. At some points the effects used were decent, others were not at all. And these computer generated effects, or green screen, whatever they are some of the worst I've seen since Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And I fucking hated that. I loathed that. The difference being is Jeepers Creepers came out 13 years later, so at least they've got an excuse, you know. Jeepers Creepers had no excuse. It just sucked. Anyway, we're not talking about that, we're talking about this. It's the tow truck scene. That looks terrible. The kill where the guy gets cut in three. Terrible. One scene I did enjoy though was the opening scene with the arrow. I can't show you, but if you know it, you know it. Rewatchability is always a big thing for me, and this one, there is no watchability in this one at all. Not even slightly. Nope. I'm not interested in rewatching this unless for some reason I develop amnesia and decide to revisit this franchise, at which point commit me to a mental asylum. There is no way I would go back and rewatch this one. Yeah, it really is not an enjoyable film. And like all through watching this and talking about this film, I'm struggling to find good things about it. All I can say is that the actors are good, the directing is good, but that's it. Like overall, it's such a disappointing entry into what started out as a great franchise. Okay, so final verdict. Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. It does have some special features on the back, which are deleted scenes and what else? Featurettes, action, gore, and chaos. Brothers in Blood. Three Fingers Fright Night. Well, given that the character was actually three toes, that is not a good sign. Anyway, this is a forgettable entry into what was beginning to be a great horror franchise. It fails to live up to the standards that were set in by its predecessors. It's got a lackluster plot, shallow characters. There are some technical shortcomings when it comes to the effects, and it just falls short in delivering a satisfying horror experience. Unless you're a diehard fan of the series, which I wanted to be, or maybe you just enjoy bad movies, you are better off on giving this one a miss. There are plenty of other horror movies out there that are worth your time, but not Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Steer clear of that one. Overall, for a score, I would give this one a 3 out of 10. And there you have it. That is my review of Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. This movie should be Left 4 Dead. Unfortunately, we've still got 4, 5, and 6 to go. Now, I have heard mixed reviews about the next ones. I am hoping that they do offer some enjoyment. I heard 4 or 5 was actually quite good. So I'm looking forward to checking those out. 6, well, we'll see, eh? Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do give this video a thumbs up, be much appreciated. And of course, subscribing to my channel, always appreciated. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you're notified for all the reviews that I have upcoming. Obviously, I'm doing my Franchise Fridays. We've got Wrong Turn. We're halfway through that. Who knows what'll be next? Well, I've got a pretty good idea. Anyway, I've also got my Trashy Tuesdays. They're a lot of fun. We just did Rats, Night of Terror. That was that was a good film. I enjoyed that one. Of course, Bruno Mattei, fantastic. So what can I say? Anyway, I've also got my 60-second reviews. Check them out. They're doing well. So, a lot of fun ones there. A lot of different movies, not just horror or post-apocalyptic or trash. It's just whatever takes my fancy. It could be comedy, it could be horror, action, sci-fi, you name it. Anything and everything, it's on there. But look, anyway, I'm blathering on. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.